Ravens flock, want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, happy Singles Awareness Day, whatever you may be celebrating. If you love the Baltimore Ravens, like today's video. Producer Big Tax says that if you don't like today's video, then you are going to be alone next year. So don't even risk it. Go ahead and like today's video to show some love for your Baltimore Ravens, and we'll get started with today's show. Could Gus Edwards be on his way to Dallas, joining the Dallas Cowboys? We'll show you what one Ravens insider had to say about the possibility. Also, there is a brand new ESPN NFL Mock Draft from Field Yates. We'll show you who Yates is projecting the Ravens take with their first-round pick coming up in just a matter of moments. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Let's start with Gus Edwards. SI Raven Country put out an article this past week talking about Gus Edwards and his future. He is about to hit free agency, and it's not a foregone conclusion that he is going to return to the Baltimore Ravens in 2024. In fact, it was suggested that he is going to be sought after by the Dallas Cowboys and could be a very good fit for McCarthy and Jerry Jones and company there in Big D. Here's more from Tim Ham of SI Raven Country. The Ravens have a number of players who hit free agency next month, and some of the other teams could show interest. The Dallas Cowboys could be losing two running backs, as Tony Pollard, who just completed a season playing under the franchise tag, and Ricky Dodal will hit the open market in March. Edwards is a player who has shown vast improvement from year to year and has been durable in an otherwise injury-prone room. Edwards might be just the guy to put some physicality back in the rushing game after the departure of Ezekiel Elliott. Now, Spotrac is projecting that the contract value of Gus Edwards is not going to be that much when he hits the open market here in the coming weeks. Should be around a 1-year, $3.6 million deal that he would be worth for other teams out there. And so for the Ravens situation, I personally would like to see Gus Edwards come back. If he is ultimately that cheap, less than $4 million, then I would not let him slip away and go to a team like the Dallas Cowboys like that. At that price, for the production, what you've gotten out of Gus Edwards, maybe he's not going to be your number one running back long term, but he has certainly shown that the Gus bus is worth having in the barn, right? Having that option of that power run game consistency that he brings to the table here, I'd like to bring him back if he's going to be ultimately that cheap. Last year, what we saw from Gus Edwards was he was an ATM. He was an automatic touchdown machine, right? 13 touchdown scores, over 4 yards a carry, 810 yards on the ground. And we talk about the health factor. Once he came back from the ACL injury from 2021, he has been consistent ever since. This past season was the Ravens' second leading rusher, played in all 19 games this past year for Baltimore, including both postseason games as well. And we know that Lamar Jackson is comfortable with him, that he knows this offense, that he's a good fit. To me, if that's going to be the price tag, if that's all we're talking about is just a little more than $3 million, I'm keeping Gus Edwards around. I'm not letting him slip away to a team like the Dallas Cowboys. Now, let's ask you our pinned comment today. Should the Ravens re-sign Gus Edwards? Type Y for yes, in for no. Weigh in the comment section and tell us what you think. Head to chatsports.com/Ravens hats and get your Ravens hats today. We got great deals that we're offering, including several hats up to 50% off, and some hats also include free shipping as well. Here's a few of the options. There are plenty more out there that you can see for yourself at chatsports.com/Ravens hats. And these deals that we're offering are only for a limited time. So if you're looking for something to take care of your sweetheart, we got it in store for you right here with a Ravens hat. Chatsports.com/Ravens hats to get yours today. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Some hats up to 50% off. Also got some free shipping involved as well. Chatsports.com/Ravens hats to get yours today. Now, let's talk draft, as the NFL draft is just over 2 months away. Field Yates of ESPN has a brand new mock draft out, And he projected every first-round pick for every team in the National Football League, including the Ravens, with the 30th overall selection. And for the Baltimore Ravens, Field Yates is projecting that they take University of Georgia corner Kamari Lassiter at number 30 overall. Now, let's you see what Field Yates had to say. Why Lassiter for Baltimore with this number 30 overall selection? The Ravens did a remarkable job defensively last season with an injury-impacted cornerback room, but counting on repeating that effort would be a challenge. Lassiter is confident in man coverage and welcomes the challenge of sticking in opposing top-flight wideouts. Baltimore has several key free agents on defense this offseason, and turnover is to be expected. Lassiter, who broke up 8 passes in 2023, could help. Now, it's no secret the Baltimore Ravens have a big need at the cornerback position, right? That this team is going to invest one way or the other at the position, whether it be via the draft, free agency, trades, whatever it may be, the Ravens are going to make a move there. And what we saw from Lassiter, if you didn't follow Georgia football, that's okay, because that's what we're here to do, is to kind of catch you up to speed and let you get to know more about this guy. He was starting to really come into his own this year. Yes, he had been part of 2 championship teams with the Georgia Bulldogs the previous 2 seasons, but this was the breakout year for him. It kind of reminds me, if you take a guy like Lassiter, for example, it kind of reminds me of the NBA. If you follow the NBA draft, a lot of those picks are picking for potential, right? The young guy that's really just starting to come into his own or hasn't blossomed yet, that's what you're looking at with Lassiter here. Only playing 3 years of college football, limited playing time early in his career because how loaded that Georgia team was. I wouldn't hate this pick. To me, I would be okay. I could live with this pick for this Baltimore Ravens team at 30 here. So, should the Ravens draft Kamari Lassiter? We'll tell you more about him in just a moment. Go over some statistics and the scouting report and all that. But want you guys to weigh in, tell us what you think. Type D for draft, P for pass. Weigh in if you'd like to see him in Baltimore or not. Folks, we're talking about your Baltimore Ravens all offseason long with the latest happenings in your favorite team, from free agency to trades, the draft, and more. Stay up to date on all Baltimore Ravens news you need to know. And if they have breaking news, if they make a trade or a big signing, whatever it is, we're going to make a video here on the channel as quick as we can. For the best Baltimore Ravens coverage on YouTube, subscribe now for free, youtube.com/RavensTV. More on Lassiter. We mentioned a 2-time national champion with the Georgia Bulldogs. Very well could have been a 3-time national champion had the Georgia Bulldogs been in the college football playoff. They were very good this year. He was the second-team All-SEC selection in 2023. And Mel Kiper Jr. has him as the number 5 corner on his big board entering this year's draft. And with that said, the Ravens picking at 30, just realistically, you're not going to be able to get that number 1, number 2, maybe even number 3 corners. So this kind of falls in line with where the Ravens are picking with that number 30 selection here. The statistics from last season didn't have any interceptions, but had a lot of pass breakups, 8 specifically, 37 tackles. He is going to be more of your lockdown, no-fly zone type corner that he would potentially bring to the table there. The scouting report on Lassiter, let's go over those things. 5 things you need to know real quick. Very quick feet, certainly can move around very fast. Has good vision and intelligence to play zone, which will be very crucial for the Baltimore Ravens defense. He's a fearless tackler. You're not going to have to worry about him being like a Marcus Peters and being afraid of contact here. He's going to go out there and get after it. He can gamble at times, and for better or for worse, it could pay off for him or it could hurt him a little bit for what he does as a bit of a gambler there. And he is a little undersized, lacks ideal weight and strength. Slides in about 6'1", 180 on that front there. So we'll see if the Ravens ultimately select him or not. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video, we'd certainly appreciate it. Hope you have a splendid Valentine's Day, whether you're with your significant other or family, friends, whatever it may be. Enjoy it. Make it a good one. We'll see you next time right here on Ravens Rundown.